Hey, what's up guys, it's still Philo Concept. So if you've been following me on Instagram, you may have realized I had a story for this Valentine. So today I'm going to bring you on board on the things that went on when we were shooting this image. So in case you are trying to do something quite similar, you may learn a thing or two from watching how I shot mine. Anyway, let's just get started. Alright, so let's just get started. Our first shot was taken in the classroom, so I'm just pretty much setting up from here.
Hey, so bad.
So that's the teacher handing over the piece of paper to the main male character. Now I wasn't getting the students in the shot, so I asked them to come forward.
So this for the first shot. You all look on the model. It moves now. Very nice. You take several ones and I keep one. Okay. So you're not playing. Yes.
Now, upon taking several pictures, I realized that these two female students were covering up the female main character, so I had to just switch them up and have her sit at the other side instead.
You see, has a high block. Yes. Is it okay now? Yeah, check that.
Now, upon doing that, the teacher was no more in the shot, so I asked him to also come forward. The lens I used for this shot is a Canon 24mm f2.8 STM lens, and I'm using the Godox T3i as my main speed light. So again, I got some pretty nice shots, but I realized that the students have no books in front of them, so there's nothing showing that they actually studying. So I had to quickly just come in and ask them to get some books in front of them. And apart from just having books in front of them, they had to open up to a place they actually have something written on it. They can also just grab a pen and make the whole scene look so realistic, rather than just having them sitting down like that.
And at least the whole thing. That's what you're about to write. Now, Papa, hey, will you sit down? Ready. This is your ball. I feel was it too? Hey, what's it too? Yeah, mommy.
Okay, so I have my shot. Now we move on to the second shot. The second shot is to have the main character, the male main character, hand over a piece of paper to the lady. Now he doesn't have to drop it, he just has to make it seem like he's dropping it. He didn't get it at first, he thought we were actually recording a video, so he just dropped it until the other teacher showed him how we actually won the shot. So he got the gist of it, and this was the picture I took. Now obviously we don't always get the first shot to be the perfect shot, so I had to take a couple of them and decipher through and select the best one out of it.
Last one.
But if you've watched any of my previous videos, I did say that I am an APCO trainee. I'm teaching at one of the villages, Wangakrom. So that is what my previous first videos were all about. Now this is the test shot, is to have me focus on the paper that was handed and have her in the background, just a little bit blurred out. So I like the shot already, but it was too wide, so I just switched over to the Canon 50mm f1.8 STM lens, and using that I can get a little bit zoomed in so that the more focus will be on the piece of paper. That's what the direction is going to be. We want to focus on that as much as possible. So I quickly grabbed that and took the shot one more time. So these are the pictures we had from there, and we had to move on to the next session, which is going to be outside. So let's just do that. Now this is the area we are supposed to take that shot, but I did realize that the place was too sunny, so if they are facing the sun is so bright that they had to close their eyes a little bit before they can see, and I didn't want to have that, but I still wanted to take the shot to see how it would look like. If it wasn't working out, then we just move on to a different location. Now I did ask one of the students to quickly grab 2 school bags to make it seem like they are leaving or they've closed and they are heading home.
Hey, me be John
For bags too, bags.
Never from a TV essential. You never from a TV essential. You
Class, there are a lot of short round ones. Plenty.
Hey,
And this guy appears to be.
how for the new master?
That's too small.
I got sent
Where you pink moment? There be
Pink no girls.
So we just handed the pink bag to the lady. I mean, why not? But the funny part is the other bag was also so purple. So either way, either of them would have worked. Now for this shot, they are supposed to be holding hands, laughing or smiling at each other whilst walking or leaving the premises of the school. Now the funny thing about these two is they are both my class prefects, and they hate each other to the core. They are always arguing and always fighting. That's why I thought they would be the perfect candidates for this. So once we did that upon close inspection, I realized that yes, the sun was too bright for them, and I couldn't wait to shoot at golden hour because I'm actually taking up their time. School has already closed and they had to head home. So we just moved on to a much shady area and we took the pictures from there instead.
Because we don't ferry.
yeah. Oh, go to check them then. And I'm going to just a little. Hey, Jesus.
Now over here I'm just demonstrating how they should be acting, or how I have the thoughts in my head, just facing each other, trying to smile at each other and walk towards me whilst I am shooting these images. The lens I'm still using is the 50mm f1.8. because I want to have that much blurry background as much as possible, and I'm shooting at f1.8 also. The ISO, I kept it around 100 and 200 the whole time. I don't want to pump up the ISO because we already know that you are going to get a noisy image, and I don't want that. Anyway, we took a couple of pictures here, but only one of them worked out, because the moment I'm about getting the perfect shot, they get into the sun and it gets pretty damn bad. The shade wasn't huge enough to cover them both at the same time. Now over to the next shot. This is the road that is heading towards the community. It just passes through the school, so that was pretty damn nice. We didn't have to travel so much. Now for this shot, the guy is going to be the main focus here, because for the next scene the lady is also going to be the main focus, so I don't want to have the lady in over and over again. So what I did was I had him in front and the lady had to move as far away from the camera as possible. She's going to be in the scene, but she's going to be blurred out, and they should just try to pretend to be waving at each other whilst walking away. Now for the next shot, it had to be in front of a building, so that is my room actually, and unfortunately I didn't go with my diffuser. I didn't think I would be needing it because I usually shoot at golden hour, but like I said, I didn't want to be wasting their time so much. So what I did was I asked one of the students to hold up my towel just to cover up the lady. The idea was to cover up both of them, but it wasn't working out. The direction of the sun wasn't helping us too much. So yeah, honestly I don't have a name for this character. He can be the father or the ex or the brother, I don't know. He's just going to be the one acting. I wanted to make this so open that anyone can have their own interpretation of what the story is like. That's why when I posted on Instagram, I didn't actually put any form of caption in there. I just left the images the way they are. Alright, so now that we have that, let's move on to the next scene. Okay, so over here I wanted to get the shot directly from the bottom, so firing up from his face so that we can get a little bit of the fake blood. We didn't actually have any solution for this, so we used tomato paste and some fruit juice. Well, I'm not so sure. We're going for sobolo, also known as bisab, but unfortunately there wasn't some available at the moment, so we went with this red fruit juice and it worked fine. But the funny part was, anytime we poured it into his mouth, asking him to pour some out whilst I was taking the pictures so that it looked like he was bleeding from his mouth, he just drank the whole thing, so we just had to pour it over his hair. So like I said previously, I'm going to be shooting from the bottom and his face is going to be in focus with those two in the background acting like they are hitting him with a stick. Now they don't have to be actually moving, so the action should be as if they are already in motion. So over here I decided to get a wide shot instead, so I had to use the 24mm f2.8 STM lens again, and yeah, for that lens you actually need a lot of light to brighten it up because it has a very strong vignetting. So I wasn't really proud of this image because you can see that after even taking the pictures, one of the guys was seriously laughing in the shot, but I still left it in. Like I said, everyone should have an interpretation. Someone can also look at it and be like, he's having fun beating him up, that's why he's laughing, or something like that sort. So yeah, it doesn't really make it a mistake, it's just a new style. Now on to the next one, where the lady steps in to save him or stop them from hitting him with the sticks. Now the funny part is, if a friend of hers is seriously getting injured, I don't know why she would be laughing. So getting this shot was probably the toughest of them all, because she just kept on laughing and laughing. I don't know whether someone made a joke or whether those two guys were just too funny to look at, but I got something without her laughing, so I just used that one instead. You can always get it the way you want, so you just have to work around what you have. Okay, so we have that. And the last shot, well, this is not the last, this was supposed to be the last shot. I'll be explaining in a couple of seconds. And the last shot is to have them as close as possible. I mean, they are frenemies, so they can just do that. And the lady is too damn shy, so she just can't get as close as I want. But we got the shot and I'm okay. Now, what I was saying previously is this was supposed to be the last shot. Now, the unfortunate thing is, if we ended it with this shot, it would seem as though we are promoting kids from having relationship in schools. So we had to get a second shot, which we're going to be using as the last image. So with that, I got one of the male teachers who I think looks a little bit like the guy. Probably is because of the hairstyle and the skin color. So I got him to be lying on a piece of bench we had somewhere, making it seem like he's thinking about something. And I used one of these last images as the cloud thinking effect I just edited, so that now the end is going to be like he is remembering the past of how their friendship was or something like that. That way it is not going to be ending as though two individuals coming together or something of that sort. I don't know if you get me, but I don't know if I'm explaining this the way I'm thinking about it, but yeah, that is it. We didn't want to promote childhood relationship in schools, so we had to get that shot, and I think that looks pretty damn okay. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and our other channels, which I'll have them linked below, and as always, don't forget to share with your family and friends. This is Theo from Philo Concept, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.
The guy is funny beer. It's for me bone.
This is wait, as a pair in India.
Moses Namo Mum say Mudun community semiaba.
Che. Do you want Onyana.
Aso musulu.